Thank you, Don. Okay, today's speaker and also the material of the today's talk analysis sharing is actually prepared by Donnie, our founder, and today's speaker, and then also Yoso, our head analyst, and one of the member of the analyst who is sharing this BNTX is Ivana. So I hand over to you, Don.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. Hello,
right.
everyone. Good afternoon and good morning in US. Very early over there. I think about 6 a.m. Thank you for joining us in our monthly stock sharing session. Yes, hopefully we can learn and discuss together as a global investment community. So for those that don't know me, or I am sure that a lot of people know me. So for the benefit of those that coming for the first time, my name is Donnie. So I graduated from engineering background faculty. Then I have interest on the financial industry, especially investment. So I was studying CFA, took the CFA program, which is 3 levels. So I passed all. Then currently I'm waiting for the uh, minimum numbers of years in order for me to get the CFA degree, CFA certificate. So currently I'm a member of affiliate CFA Institute and CFA Society Singapore. Then I also enter the technical analysis field, which is this why I'm taking CMT. CMT is a chartered market technician. This is mainly for the technical analysis association. So I'm an affiliate member there. Then also ad hoc research analyst, and I'm building the body chair together with Ivan, starting from financial blogging and also do the podcast until all the classes and stocks. Finally, we have going from time to time. Hopefully, with the support from the investment community here, we can go even bigger in the next future. Okay, next please. Yes, this is Ivana, our latest member of financial analyst. So just a background of Ivana, she's studying engineering also. So a lot of our analysts is engineering background, but have a passion in finance and investment. So she's doing the commodity trading in the petrochemical industry. So about this Ivana, she's really last time know nothing about investment. Before joining us. So she learned fundamental analysis and technical analysis. And finally, from the zero to hero, right? From zero, she's know nothing in investment until now she can become one of our analysts that we can see together later how she did analysis and share it with you guys later. So as a usual disclaimer, this because we are not in financial institution and we are not financial advisor. So this is only education purpose. It's not call for buying and selling. That's why now we have modified our rating. Maybe next. Yes, this is our modification of our rating. Before that, we do put buy or hold or sell. But now we modify into bullish, neutral, and bearish. So what is bullish? Bullish is when today's share price is below our target price based on our fundamental and technical analysis. Neutral is at the target price, which is fairly valued, and bearish is is above the price is currently above the target price. So this for those that first time coming to our session, stocks analysis session. This I want to share with you our stock selection criteria or process. So basically, we start with a selection of industry, and we select the growing industry only to make sure that we have a bright future in the next decades and next big things. And from there, we select those stocks that technically uptrend and fundamentally strong. And with that, we have our very own proprietary Pundi Receh safety checklist to ensure that those that we select is based on good fundamental checklist. So in this, we come up with a BioNTech, which is I'm sure a lot of people maybe miss out this name because usually attached to the Pfizer. So if we say people, I mentioned Pfizer, people will say, oh, Pfizer, I know the company is a vaccine company. But you know that Pfizer usually attached together with BioNTech because they're supporting each other. So this is a background. BioNTech is one of the German company, but it's listed in US as a Nasdaq with the ticker BNTX. The price as per last Friday, 12 November, is 238.52 cents, $238. And with that price, we have market cap here $57.2 billion US. And this our rating just now is bullish because our target price is way above this current price, which is the target price $291. Then with this market cap 57 billion, entitle this BioNTech into the growth mid-cap companies. Then sector is healthcare and the industry is biotechnologies. So this company, this is background. The company is known to have successfully developed the COVID-19 vaccine, which has been approved by FDA since 23rd of August 2021 and has been distributed worldwide in collaboration with Pfizer Inc. So usually that's why we always hear Pfizer, but the media usually forgot to attach the BioNTech. It was a company that developed and commercialized therapies and cure for cancer, other disease, using immunotherapy as one of the methods originally. So before it known to be developing the vaccine, this company is doing the cancer cure or cancer therapy, medicine. Okay, next. So with that, I hand over to my analyst, which in charge of biotechnologies sector, which is Ivana. She's working very hard until late night yesterday and in the morning also to tidy up this site and to prepare this presentation. Okay, go on, Ivana.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Donny. So I would like to continue. I'm Ivana. Good afternoon, good morning, and yeah, for those in US and in India as well. So I would like to continue. BioNTech is a leader in mRNA technology. What is mRNA? mRNA is actually a treatment method to cure difficult disease like cancer treatment and a lot of infectious disease like malaria, HIV, tuberculosis, and COVID-19 as well. Yeah. So the global market of mRNA is actually predicted to grow from 46.7 billion in 2021 to 101.3 billion in 2026. So the annual growth is around 28.51% from 2021 to 2026. Yeah, next. So BioNTech is when it was established, is a company that developed and commercialized therapies for cancer in addition to other infectious disease. In 2008, various products which is being and has been developed cancer treatments such as melanoma, prostate, breast cancer, HPV plus, and etc. Yeah, and then by the treatment called immunotherapy. So immunotherapy itself is a way to cure cancer by using our own immunity. And BioNTech overall has reached stage 1, stage 2 examination in the submission of the method. Yeah, what is the strength of the company? So at this moment, company has overall 20 product candidates to be approved, and then focus on oncology, which is a cancer treatment, but they are also leverage technology for rare and infectious disease. And for the 17 tumor types, they have over 440 patients to treated across, and they have 11 ongoing clinical trial and 10 product candidates. Yeah. They have over the globe pharmaceutical partner, which we know one of them are Pfizer. Yeah, so and over 1,300 employees And they also have a comprehensive in-house manufacturing capability. Okay, next. So these are 4 methods, main methods, and how they are cure the disease that the treatment that they have. So mRNA therapeutics, mRNA therapeutics is to create build protein with biological effects to the body. So they create the mRNA new protein with the biological effects, and also they create engineered cell therapy. So they are using the T cell from cancer patient to recognize and attack their tumor. And they also have the antibodies. So it is a tool to powerful human therapeutics, fastest growing classes of drug at this moment, and has been treated variety disease include cancer, inflammation, autoimmune disease, and others. They also have small molecule immunomodulator, which is to regulate cancer growth, halt blood vessel formation in tumor. So they deliver toxin to cancer cell and destroy the immune, then mark the cancer cell for destruction by the immune system. Okay, and for advanced innovation, at this moment, we can see that CAR T cell amplifying mRNA for the solid tumor this is four of the way how the mRNA working, and also the T cell therapy by CAR-FAC, and then T cell therapy, ribocytokines, and ribomaps. This one, ribomaps is mRNA encoded the antibody. And all those treatment for the disease need a clinical trial phase. For the beginning, they are doing the preclinical, which is safety and efficacy evaluation in cell culture and animal models. And the phase 1 is they are doing the safety evaluation and dose finding studies to determine optimal dose, normally in a healthy volunteer. And for phase 2, they do first efficacy evaluation and further safety analysis in patient. And for the phase 3 is pilot study for regulatory approval in larger number of patients for safety. And basically, they have two kinds of disease, two kinds of treatment in overall system, which is infectious disease and oncology. Yeah, oncology is more on the cancer and tumor. And infectious disease, as we know, is like COVID-19, malaria, HIV, tuberculosis, and influenza. Yeah. And okay, we are now going to the cancer treatment itself. So for the cancer treatment, we see here there are 4 types of cancer, which is from the low mutational burden, is around more than 60% of cancer. And then we can see the treatment is using the CAR T cell neoantigen here. And for the more than 40% of high mutational cancer or immune desert cancer, they are using RNA immunotherapy. And for the 20 to 30% is actually an advanced cancer. Yeah, they are also using antibodies and CAR T cell. And we can see the large tumor and multiple resistant mechanism. This is a heavy tumor. They combine their therapies and also using the cell therapies. So all these type of treatment also have challenge. So all this the challenge that we can see about the pure response of the inhibitors Then how about the failure of immune system to recognize tumor cell and etc. for this challenge and also many of the cancer type. Okay, for the oncology itself, they have 15 oncology product candidates in 19 ongoing clinical trial. Some is already going to 2 trials started in 2021, and also first in human trial start in 2021. And also for the expansion of new class of precision antibacterial. They're also doing the expansion for the infrastructure. So they will expand to team more than 2,800 professional. And they also expand in the digital investment. And also they are planning for the mRNA manufacturing site in Africa and Singapore. And for the increased global footprint, they continue to expand in US and acquisition of CGMP kite cell therapy manufacturing. And then they are planning to establish Southeast Asia headquarters in Singapore. And for the BioNTech R&D Austria, they are established through Phagomed acquisition recently. And this is the pipeline product for the oncology. Treatment of oncology. So the class itself is divided by 4 classes by the treatment type. It is mRNA, antibodies, SMIM, and cell therapy. We can see that the clinical trial, some has been going into phase 2 and some has been in phase 1. Phase 1 almost going to phase 2. Yeah. Next. They also have 2 additional trials begin in 2021, which is mRNA treatment and cell therapy to treat the solid tumor. Yeah, so the phase has just started in Q4 2021 and will be this one, another one started in first half of 2022. For the mRNA RiboMab. Okay, for the immunotherapy market review for cancer treatment is still, they have competition with Moderna. So a BioNTech study in earlier was much smaller than Moderna in planning. So they recruited small patients, but as a study itself, it yielded remarkable result than Moderna. And at this moment, they are planning for combining mRNA cancer vaccine with the checkpoint inhibitor. What is the checkpoint inhibitor? It is to remove the brake of the immune system to make the response stronger. Yeah. And what makes the BioNTech famous recently is because of the development of the COVID-19 vaccines, which has been acknowledged by FDA. It has been approved by the FDA since 23rd August 2021. And the vaccine itself has been distributed all around the world together with Pfizer and Fosun Pharma in China. So we can see here that BioNTech is not working alone. They have a collaboration with a big company around the world. For the COVID-19 vaccine, they collaborate with, we can see the 2 types of collaboration here, which is for clinical stage program and preclinical collaboration. For clinical stage program, they have a COVID-19 vaccine, which is well-known, has been together with Pfizer and Fosun Pharma with a 50-50 basis. And for the, and next is Regeneron, Genentech, Genmab, Sanofi, and for the influenza, together with Pfizer again. And we can see here the preclinical collaboration is for the another 10 infectious disease together with the university in US. And for the HIV, tuberculosis, and another rare disease. They also work together with the Global Foundation and company Genevant. For the infection disease itself, they are using mRNA technology. So the protein to create a new biological model. And it has a flexible and adaptable platform to, if in case we are facing a new variant of the vaccine, they will be flexibly change their production. And also they are doing speed in clinical development. They are working with the time. I mean, they are chasing with the time and global manufacturing network. They also have large safe database for regulatory approval. And for the COVID vaccine itself, there's no animal trial. Yeah, and they are focused on significant global health need. For the COVID-19 vaccines, they have delivered more than 2 billion doses to 152 countries and territories worldwide. More than 20 manufacturing facilities across 4 continents. They are targeting up to 3 billion dose capacity in 2021 and up to 4 billions in 2022. And they are developing 5 to 11 years old children vaccine with 90.7% efficacy against symptomatic COVID-19 infection and no case of severe COVID-19. And they also have flexible manufacturing for rapid adaptation to variant. Okay, so we can see here mRNA is actually a natural solution for vaccine, especially in a pandemic situation. So we can see here how the COVID-19 vaccine is built. In the beginning, we see the COVID-19 found, and then after that, they developed the mRNA for the protein who they adapt the protein following the virus DNA, and then they do the mRNA LNP for the drug to make a drug against the mRNA. And then they're also doing the clinical testing and working towards the approval and ready to commercialize. Sorry, this one is mRNA LNP is they are trying to make a protein following the DNA. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So we can see here the pipelines of the infectious disease. The mRNA vaccine for the COVID-19 has been reached the commercial phase, and together with Pfizer and Fosun. And for others like influenza, malaria, tuberculosis, HIV, it has been in a preclinical and phase 1 class. And for the they also developed one of the preclinical antibodies for the COVID-19 itself. Yeah, so this one is under study. Okay. Okay, so these two are the well-known collaboration with BioNTech, which is to address pandemic global collaboration. So this one, Pfizer, is co-development and commercialize of the COVID-19 vaccine worldwide outside of China. And they share development expense and gross profit on a 50-50 basis. And they have upfront payment 185 million received in April. And they're also eligible to receive further development and sales milestone up to 563 million. And for Fosun Pharma is development together with co-development together for the COVID-19 vaccine for marketing rights in China. At this moment, they have upfront payment and equity investment of 51 million received in April. And they also share a gross profit and the sales of the vaccine in China and eligible to receive further China development and sales milestone to 84 million. Yeah. So this one, we can see how is the flexibility of the manufacturing, rapid adaptation to the variant. We can see here the DNA template production from the virus. They can gain the DNA template within 1 to 2 days. Then after that, they create the mRNA production within 1 to 2 days. And they after that, they do the drug substance and concentration within 1 to 2 days, purification and concentration according to the mRNA they get. And after that, they do the LNP formulation within 3 to 4 days, and they do the sterilizer and sterilized filtration and filling within 1 to 2 days. And after that, they do quality control to release within 4 to 5 weeks. So this really a very fast adaptation to the variant, how the line do the very fast adaptation. Yeah. Okay, then we can see the journey of the effective and safe vaccine, a 10-month journey of the COVID-19. So in early 2020, January, we found the COVID-19 disease. And then in January 27, they create the COVID-19 mRNA vaccine program. And they do the collaboration with Fosun Pharma and Pfizer within March 2020. And they start to do the first and second trial in Germany, April 2020, and in US, May 2020, within 1 month after the collaboration. And then they do the FDI Fast Track designation in July 2020. And then they lead to the third trial, the candidate up to 44,000 subjects in July 2020. And then they initiate to roll submission in around the world is on October 2020. And on November 2020, they have reached phase 3 trial and meets all the primary efficacy endpoints vaccine, efficacy rate of 95%. So within 10 to 11 month journey, they already meet the efficacy 95%. And then on December 2020, they already do the global rollout for the further development. Yeah. For the current latest news, on October 28th, the US government purchased 50 million more doses of the companies of COVID-19 vaccine. And on the October 29, 2021, FDA has authorized for emergency use of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 to 11 years of age. And then on the November 1st, 2021, next generation immunotherapy company Pioneer Novel Therapies for Cancer and Infectious Disease announced that the new clinical data from the first in human phase 1st and 2nd trial. Okay, and this is how the supply chain and manufacturing of the global COVID-19 vaccine. So they already delivered more than 2 billion doses to 153 countries and territories and more than 20 manufacturing facilities across 4 continents. Their target is actually 3 billion doses capacity in 2021 and 4 billion in 2022. And we can see here their manufacture and office in the US, near Canada, and also in Germany. In Marburg facility itself, is targeting 1/3 of whole capacity, 1 billion dose annual run rate capacity once fully operational. Yeah, and for the other countries, they also expand manufacturing network to Africa and South America. They plan to initiate construction state-of-art mRNA vaccine manufacturing site in Africa mid-2022, and they also developing and implementing scalable regional manufacturing network in Africa. Yeah, to enable manufacturing capacity of several 100 million vaccine doses. So, as a leader provider of COVID-19 vaccine globally, as we mentioned before, they expect to deliver up to 2.5 billion, as before is actually 3 billion in 2021. US exercised final purchase option under existing contract with purchase of 50 million pediatric doses and 2 billion doses pledged through end of 2022 to ensure global equitable vaccine access. Actually, the target is 3 billion here, 3 to 4 billion. Yeah. And we can see here the clinical data support for the children 5 to 11 years of age. The efficacy itself for the 5 to 11 years old is 90.7% efficacy against symptomatic and less cases of severe COVID. And for the 12 to 15 years old is 100% efficacy. And for the 16 years old and older is 91% efficacy against symptomatic and 95.3% to prevent severe disease through the 6 months post second dose. Yeah. Next. And this, they also create booster is after we receive the second dose of COVID vaccines, they also create a booster dose for the treatment. Yeah, so this booster is actually have an efficacy to reduce hospitalization 97.2% and severe or critical hospitalization around 97.5% and reduce the probability of death by 96.7%. Yeah, this overall the information. Yeah, next. Okay, this one is the expansion of precision antibacterial with a Phagomed acquisition, which is in Vienna, Austria. So they will establish a new R&D office for precision antibacterial operating as BioNTech R&D Austria by doing this acquisition. So what is the precision antibacterial? It's called synthetic lysines. Yeah. So it's for the global challenge of antimicrobial resistance to difficult target pathogen and global challenge of antimicrobial resistance. Yeah. The next. For the BioNTech in US, in US, we can see the market for the Pfizer itself has reached double market share compared to Moderna and another competitor, which is Johnson & Johnson. Yeah. So they have a higher market share against the other competitor in US. Yeah. So we also can see the comparison with another with the competitor company, which is Moderna, Novavax, Sinovac, Sinopharm, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson. We can see here the efficacy itself, the BioNTech is the highest efficacy, which is 95%. And it is the only company that the product is approved by FDA formally by 23rd August 2021, which is the other competitors. They only received emergency authorization in certain countries like US, EU, UK, and Sinovac itself is emergency use in China. Sinopharm also conditional approval in China and accepted in UAE. And also we can see here AstraZeneca is in UK, India, and EU. And for the Johnson & Johnson is US, EU, and UK. Yeah, which is Novavax itself is at this moment under the phase 3. Yeah. What is the risk of the company? We can see that recently we have news of the COVID pills created by Merck and also Pfizer themselves. Yeah. However, at this moment, the cost of the vaccine pill is much higher compared to the vaccine per dose basis. Yeah. So the news for the Merck is come on October 1st that their oral antiviral drug cut hospitalization and death by 50%. And then the following news is come from Pfizer. They reduce the risk of hospitalization and death from the disease by 89% in high-risk adults. So this one is the key risk of the company business. However, speaking about the BioNTech, the company CEO Ugur Sahin, he told the Financial Times earlier that a new COVID-19 vaccine could be needed by the middle of next year. Why? It is because every time coronavirus has mutation, while it's copying DNA, RNA, we need a new vaccine because it creates some mutation. Yeah, so every time the COVID-19 disease have mutation, we need a new COVID vaccine for ourselves. Yeah, and for some unvaccinated people, also relied on the monoclonal antibodies drug that need to be delivered through the infusion or injection. So injection is still very important for the antibodies to against the virus itself. Yeah. Yeah, so this one is continuous discuss about the COVID vaccine and COVID pills. Recently also, the CEO of the Pfizer also mentioned that actually COVID pills cannot replace the use of COVID vaccines. Why? Because the main reason we are not rely on the pills is because COVID-19 has a different phase in our body if we are infected. The first phase, the virus will rapidly replicate in the body. And in the second phase, it will arise a defective immune response that get triggered by replicating virus. In the early phase of the illness, they will feel surprisingly well and will unaware until their oxygen level are dropped. And one of the signs that the inflammatory phase of the disease has started. And most of the time we are not realized, the patient will not realize until they are getting sick and that they are getting sick until it is too late. Yeah, so that's why prevention is very important than treatment. This is why the CEO of the Pfizer also said that the COVID pills actually cannot replace the vaccine. So the prevention is still very important. Yeah, okay. Next. For the additional information, BioNTech is compliant with the Muslim investment. So the business condition, product, and debt and meet the Islamic law criteria. Yeah. And this continue by Donny. I will return this presentation to Donny.
Thank you so much, Ivana, for a great presentation. So from Ivana has already covered about the company itself, then what are the products and how they are developing and how the vaccine is doing currently. Now I want to update on the financial area in terms of revenue and net profit, and later we do the comparison with the competitors, how this company is fared. So about the revenue and net profit growth itself, recently, I think 2 days ago, the company announced the blasting revenue and profit growth, which is 8.9,000%. It's not 8.9%. It's 8.9,000, means 8,900%. And net profit growth is 51,000%. So it's way more than 100%. Even you see here from last time, it's very tiny profit, or maybe it's because of at the time it's only on the cancer treatment. But thanks to COVID vaccine, the revenue and net profit is good, making the company profit and revenue grow tremendously. With this, we have our Pund IHC safety checklist, which is whether pass or not, based on the revenue growth, profitability, liquidity, solvency, and cash flow. So from here, we see almost all the criteria is passed, and especially the profitability and balance sheet health. So as a growth company, usually growth company net margin, ROA, ROE, free cash flow is insignificant to be looking for the time being, because usually it's a loss-making company, because they need to focus on R&D, marketing, and usually burn money. But it happened to BioNTech also until the last quarter, whereby they announced the tremendous growth. So from this onwards, the BioNTech is financially healthy as a growth company. So the latest financial report is showing revenue growth 8.9,000 and net profit 51,000%. So this is the summary. In the 3 years, revenue growth is about 3,084%, and gross margin is healthy 83%, and healthy current ratio 2.67%, and low debt and over equity. So it's very low debt, 0.04% only. This is the pre-comparison, how the BioNTech fare against those vaccine companies or biotech companies. So we have Moderna here, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Novavax, Merck & Co, and AstraZeneca. The market cap, BioNTech is, we mentioned the front page is about $57 billion based on the last Friday price, which put this company under the mid-cap company. So, and the competitor is mainly the large company like the Moderna, Pfizer, which is 93 and 278 billion market cap, and Johnson & Johnson 434. So from here, we see the gross profit margin is the highest, one of the highest, and maybe on par with the Moderna. Then, but BioNTech have a higher annual revenue growth, which is 98%. And the current ratio, basically the comparison between the current asset as compared to current liabilities is very high, 2.67%, 2.67, and debt of equity is very low. And the PE is the comparison price to earning. So basically, how much price we willing to buy for this stock in terms of $1 earning. So price per earning is how much price we buy or we invest per unit earning of the company. So as the higher is over value. So we see here, usually the BioNTech and also biotechnology companies or medical companies. Healthcare is about 30 to 40. PE is 32 to 40, and also growth company is usually 100 over, almost all 100. So in here is the PE for this BioNTech is 6.89. Means this is the sounds like the value company. Usually the value company is about 6 or below 10. But so this is the, we are talking about growth company, which is growing rapidly. So usually growth company investor willing to pay higher and higher because they foresee that the company will go bigger and stock price will follow bigger, maybe double or triple in the next near future. But in this case, the PE is low thanks to the market sentiment. So yes, so the BioNTech has successfully moved from the loss-making company to profitable. Then this what I already mentioned. From here is the result of the last 2 days ago financial announcement or earning announcement. So and the 3 months ended in September. It's already grow the revenue about 100 times. And for the 9 months from the January to September is 13,000 in terms of million, sorry, 13 billion. So it's about 100 times also. Then EPS, we know we talk about EPS the last 2 years. So EPS is earning per share. So how much earning the company earn having profit divided by number of share outstanding in the market. So we see here in the bracket means making loss. So from the 3 months ended in September 30. Before that is in 2020 September, it was 0.88 euro in terms of earning loss because it's in the bracket means loss. So from 0.88 loss into 13.14 profit. So per share, correct. So it's a really tremendous growth. And 9 months itself from early of the year until now is 29.22 from the minus 1.51 euro per share, earning per share. Yeah, this is the comparison with the, okay, this is the breakdown of the vaccine revenue growth because the vaccine is the main driver of this company. So for on the left is Q3 only, and on the right is the 9 months starting from early of the year. So from here, the bulk is coming from the gross profit of the COVID-19 vaccine sales in collaboration with Pfizer and Fosun. And on the smaller portion is a direct COVID vaccine sales to customer in the BioNTech territory. So this is only the BioNTech only, and the above one is a sharing collaboration. So the lower portion, 500, the very small and tiny version, the portion is mainly the sales together with the collaboration with the partner or products, other partners. Okay, so just now mentioned by Ivana that we BioNTech delivered 2.5 billion doses in 2021 full year. So it's estimated bring into the 16 billion to 70 billion in terms of revenue into the company profit loss component. Then from there, there is R&D expenses, SG&A, sales and general administration, and capex about 1 million to 1.5 million in total. So because we need to invest heavily in the R&D because it's a being vaccine company and a healthcare company, and SG&A in terms of the logistic, shipment, also the sales, marketing, and capex in terms of the R&D or the lab, laboratory, or the manufacturing plant. So they invest heavily because they plan to expand and accelerate the pipeline development. Because we have just now Ivana mentioned that there are a lot of vaccine or the products in the pipeline. Yes, next please. Okay, so this is the insider ownership. BioNTech has a strong insider ownership from top management and founder. So the CEO and founder is Professor Ugo Sahin. He's the key person with the 18% of the share ownership. And beside that, the chairman Helmut Jaeger having the 50% ownership. So the bulk of the ownership is mainly held by management and founder. Only the 32% is floating available to public. So from this we know that the management is also is very held the bigger interest in terms of the share of the company. So since they have a bigger interest, so means they need to ensure that the company share and the company keep growing and the share price also keep growing, so they can have can be benefited from there. Yeah, so this is the most updated financial analysis as per 9 November 2021 based on the latest earning call because Ivana and myself attending this call itself. So the current price is 2,234. EBITDA is earning before interest and tax and depreciation and amortization is about 5.7 billion, and free cash flow is still minus. And book value is 26, EPS 18, with a discount rate of 7.2. So with this are all the parameters with the combination of the residual earning and price per sales method, our Pun DHA expect the target price to be $321. So if comparing to today's price, which is 234, is make it 73% upside with a time period of 2 to 3 years. Because we still don't know, because now the trend still is still the bearish because of the market sentiment. So I think the opportunity is there because the PE is very low, about 6 or 7. The opportunity is there, but the time itself, the time frame to hit this price target is maybe takes longer time. Yeah, so ever since this stock has been IPO since 10 September 2019, the share price is $15 to $16 per share. Now it's $234, so it's about 15 to 16 times. The highest price is 464 on August and fell 206 on October 2021 because of the pills, vaccine pill, and from the Merck, and also even the latest one from the Pfizer. So it's being the vaccine company itself, it is sensitive to the news issue regarding the COVID-19 situation. So it's quite volatile stock. So we need to see the longer terms. So in terms of technical evaluation, right? So where from here we see that there is a bearish trend because from we see the line, the drawing line is the white lines from the top until now is called resistance. So we still the candle is still under or below the downtrend resistance. But you see here the blue line on the bottom is called SMA 200. So it means that simple moving average 200, whereby the average price, moving average price 200 for the past 200 days. So it means that within 1 year, what's the average price? So usually this is the last support, usually the strongest support. So means we foresee that the candle, the price of the candle is following this SMA 200. It's similar like the Tesla. Tesla last time, I think on August or July, right? It's on the hanging on the SMA 200, about $600 or $580 per share before blasting towards 1,200 in the past few days, before corrected to 1,100. So still we foresee that this is following the S&P 200, and the target. So means with this the target resistance, the target is the next resistance, which is the blue horizontal line on the upper on the top. So about $300 and 360 level. Actually, we can draw the longer Elliott wave but it will produce the price about $1,000, which is a bit stretched from the current price. So this more conservative technical analysis point of view, which is we follow the resistance on the 300 on the upside and 360 levels. So the 300 and 360, because it's aligned with our FA target based on our calculation just now, is about 391. So means that about 391 our price target based on the calculation. So now is the technical itself is about 300 to 360. So about this range. Okay, with that, we end this presentation. I open the discussion to the floor. This is basically a sharing session and discussion. So maybe it's not one way, right? So it's a mainly discussion. Feel free to discuss or open the camera and talk. We can discuss accordingly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Donnie and Ivana, for the very deep analysis. So we heard about the Pfizer vaccine, but we may not knew what is the company behind. And thanks to the analyst team that spotted this company, BNTX, which is after we heard from Ivana that they are actually a company with the true biotechnology technology itself, and then their main technology is not only for the COVID-19 but also for the oncology area, and also the analysis from investment side, which is from Donnie. Just now we have heard that it still have the potential to grow based on the fundamental and also the technical analysis. So for those who own these stocks, you may not be too much worried, I can say. So anyone who wants to ask or maybe comment or maybe just give us some opinions on these sharing sessions or feedback and inputs, we are welcome the floor to just unmute your mic and we can discuss in this session.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's early morning here, and that's the reason I have too many questions. You know, one tends to be grumpy early in the morning.
Okay.
Nice to see you. Finally, you
Deluxe,
can make it.
Deluxe, right?
Yeah, I always seem to have a late night party one day before the stock presentation. I don't know why this seems to be happening, but Murphy seems to be lurking around the corner. So just, you know, it's a great stock and it's a great presentation. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you discovered this for us. And just wanted to ask you, what does the management have to say in terms of the risk for commercial revenues, considering a large percentage of revenue is derived from one product? So maybe something as said by the management. And that's one question. Second question is, considering they're opening facilities for production in many countries, does that reduce operating expenses, or is it a regulatory requirement? The third question is regarding the intrinsic value calculation that you arrived at. Did you factor in an increased required rate of return past 2022? Because there is a chance that interest rates will increase. And so we would have factored in a pullback. Also, and the last question is, considering 50% of the stock is held by one gentleman, and we noticed how Elon Musk dropped large percent of Tesla because of the new tax regulations that are about to be released. Which country is this gentleman living in? We need to keep a track of it, because there may be tax implications and he may want to unwind. And considering it's not an institution that's looking at long-term prospects, it's one gentleman, it's not a going concern. What are the possibilities that tomorrow he may slip and fall, and then there may be the stock may pass on to other people and they may want to unwind. It's just a lot of stock held with one person. And has the management commented on that anywhere in their analysis? Not you, but the management, they said something about it.
Thank you, Dheeraj. Yes, about the Elon Musk, really, I understand, because actually Elon Musk is the reason why they're selling the stock, right? Because he got a tax requirement in order for him to exercise his option. Basically, he sell in order to get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then
So
I think this company.
gentleman, I'm thinking this gentleman sounds like a German name, but we
Yes,
don't
correct.
know where he's residing.
Correct.
So a lot of people for example, the CEO, or not the CEO, the owner of Arista Networks, which is a fantastic stock also, is a German chap who stayed all his life in the USA, but his citizenship is German. So you know how tax laws affect people. I mean, it's not in the US. US, obviously, whether you're a citizen or not, you are subject to the tax. But has the management said anything about the risk of one person owning 50% of the stock? Has it said anywhere in any of the reports that they come out with for BNTX? Have they commented?
Do you have any comment, Ivana? Because Ivana is the one that attending the
the
conference.
research team.
Okay. Yeah. Because like the time there are two consecutive conference at the same time. One is Palantir, one is by BNTX. So I'm hearing two. I'm hearing the two, listening to two. So I need to switch hands there. So Ivana is dedicated to the.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
So Ivana, you have any idea on that? So actually, I go through the report also. This one is not mentioned. Is there?
It's
so
not
basically,
mentioned,
you know that usually the presentation is a marketing kind of presentation.
No,
So-
that's why I didn't ask your team. I'm asking,
Go ahead.
did the management say anything regarding, the commercial revenue risk? Did it say anything regarding reduction of operating expenses by passing on production facilities? Some countries may say it may, when you pass on production facilities, the expenses may increase, but they may anyway have to do it because it's a regulatory requirement by the country which says, you know what, going forward, we want, just to safeguard our interest and our people, we want the production facility of this vaccine in our country. Does that increase operating expenses? Is that a regulatory requirement? And also, what percentage of commercial revenue is COVID vaccine? What are the risks? Is the COVID pill a cure, or is it like a preventive measure, or is it a curative measure? So the management may have said something in their quarterly or annual report. I don't know, but I'm just asking, have they said anything? And it's okay if they haven't said anything. They may have said nothing. So as far as the research team is concerned, they haven't said anything, correct? That's a question for Ivana. Has the management said anything regarding it, Ivana?
No, I don't think so. Right?
Okay, they've
So
not said it. Okay,
yeah, he didn't say.
Okay, and so then Donnie, that the management has not said it. What about the intrinsic value calculation? Did you?
Oh yeah, the intrinsic value is calculating expense on the current situation. Based on the bond yield, because we unless we do the technical analysis on the bond yield, we cannot predict the yield at the time. Right?
Yeah.
We don't know because we don't know the bond yield because
Okay,
we
fair
use
enough.
the
Makes
bond
sense.
yield.
Yeah.
Right?
Makes sense. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, the research team.
Thank you.
I'm unmuting and giving other people a chance
Okay,
to speak
can.
and vent
Thanks,
their anger.
Dheeraj.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any other question about the risk of the management
Commercial.
holding the management holding
Oh,
the
the-
majorities? Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's true. It's true. It's because they can just say bye bye. Sorry, I want to sell everything. So yeah, there's a there is on that for sure. But I think as much the company is concerned, I think the management is still foreseeing the growth of this company. So although there is a possibility this guy is selling some portion of the share, whether it's a personal reason or tax reason because they can maybe he need some money some money to buy house or send the kids to university or etc. So many reasons personal, but as part of the business point of view, I think this guy still caring of this company, so he want the company good. That's why he want to maintain the stock, the stock ownership in the near future. But we cannot predict, of course, what happens. Yeah, I agree. I do agree that this is like Elon Musk. Even the single person also. I for the Tesla shareholder myself, I worry about something happened to Elon Musk. Because this a one guy, the one man show. Right? If let's say he's gone, then Tesla is gone, kind of things. Unless there's some regeneration or of this company, or maybe the system that hold anyone can run this business. This happened to the Warren Buffett company, Berkshire Hathaway. I think they have successfully appointed two successors for the Warren Buffett. I think these things need to have. I think the BioNTech and Tesla management need to look into it. Is my opinion.
How about the commercial risk? The maybe not right now the main revenue or biggest revenue is from the mRNA vaccines, right, Don? So yeah, I think there is a risk involving there, but the pipeline of the product itself is, I think they also trying to push it more, and it may not be too fast, but I think if there is still a quite number of pipelines that I think is it's still growing, I think. What do you think?
For me, right, based on the trend from the 2011, 2012, 2013, 2015 until 2020, right? The trend is last time is very flat, very low, until the COVID is jumped highly, because before that they only focus on cancer, and not many people, not many cancer patients in the world, maybe 200,000 or maybe 1 million or few millions. But for COVID, right, COVID is almost 100 million, I think. So means that this in terms of the scale, the COVID itself is the multiplication is very high. That's why it's whoever does the COVID will reap the reward, big reward thanks to this one. So it's like maybe the risk is next time when the COVID's over, maybe nobody needs need the vaccine anymore. Maybe there's some drop of the revenue. There's a risk, of course, but I don't know when is it. Then, and also this is like the flu vaccine, right? Flu vaccine is the regular vaccine that we need to take. Recommended lah. Although I never take before. So because every year, every month, there will be new mutation of the flu virus, influenza. So even the influenza itself have so many variants. I think the COVID keep mutating lah. So then in this case come with which is good for the BioNTech, the COVID vaccine manufacturer, because they can keep renewing, redo the template and release the new variant vaccine, vaccines, new variant vaccines, new mutation vaccines. So like maybe in terms of booster, so next time maybe the booster portion will have a bigger revenue driver compared to the first and second dose. So maybe next time a lot of higher percentage of the world population covered with the first and second doses, but the booster itself is the one that making the bulk of the revenue in the future, because people keep renewing the doses based on the variant, maybe Delta, or there are a lot of Greek alphabet available. So now it's Delta, maybe a Sigma, anti Omega.
So basically, what they are developing now is in terms of what we can see from what is the presentation that we have, is we are developing in terms of the age and in terms of the booster itself. But in the world, there are still some countries that still need to cover for the vaccine itself. So not everyone have the vaccine for the COVID-19. And basically, once we have a new person born or have for example, every born baby, they also will need to be vaccinated.
Be vaccinated.
So we just can see based on this development. So this is a risk as well, because it will not be as high as when the first vaccine to be distributed, because it is an urgent basis, and also based on the pandemic itself is very urgent for the people to use it before the world is starting to open. So basically at this moment is they are distributed based on the need at the current moment. But in the future, they are trying to develop to prevent a higher risk. Yes, there is a risk for them to not as high as current growth. Maybe they are still growth, but it's not as high as current. So that's why they still have a lot of other pipeline to this to have. So basically they are going back as well to the initial what is the main business that they are doing. So this actually the COVID-19 situation is helping them to increase their capacity to do faster R&D in what is in the beginning they are starting, something like that. So they cannot just stuck in one vaccine COVID and that's it. They need to still develop towards various disease, even though maybe it is not as high pandemic as COVID-19, but it is also the needs for them to at this moment they're also doing the influenza vaccine together with Pfizer. So it is not stopped until COVID vaccine. So they also still continue to grow their probability to have a new product and approval, something like that. Yeah, this is what I think they are doing in the world, and they are trying to expand for the market coverage. This is how they do. Yeah, and based on the current ratio, as per what Tony has already presented, it's 2.6 is currently the asset is higher than the debt. This is very efficient for them to develop. I think they may be very careful on this. This is what my in view lah. Yeah.
I think thank you, Ivana. I think because last time they cannot compete. I mean, they try to compete with the big players, the big whale there in terms of the other disease like cancer or oncology. But they need some money, some booster of the money booster, cash booster. So in order for them to compete in terms of cancer, etc. And thanks to COVID vaccine, I think they have a fresh cash, fresh profit that can be deployed, cost deployment from the vaccine into the oncology. So basically, it's feeding the other products, the other division. So means that they get a lot of money from COVID vaccine, a lot of profit. So they want to use this profit to develop bigger on the for the new capital for the oncology.
I'm going to step in again, yeah, because if the retention ratio is high, then because the sustained rate of growth is a return on equity into retention ratio, it just boosts up the cash flows, future cash flows, isn't it? I mean, it makes a huge difference. It just occurred to me regarding the what's happening in the markets nowadays is it's a good idea to hold good stocks like this for a longer term because nowadays in the markets, the tail is wagging the dog, which is, derivatives. There's so much of activity in call and put volumes. There's so much of open interest that it is moving the stock price fairly largely. There's so much of volatility induced, something that never used to happen maybe a year back. But this is the new trend in markets. So the better idea is not to trade, and the better idea is to invest. And so it's a great idea. I mean, if we have good stocks like this, it will be better long term for us to invest, because there's going to be a lot of short-term volatility in the markets because of platforms like Robinhood and all. And a lot of young people are buying call options and put options, and that's sending the stock everywhere. And so it's no more a derivative. The stock has become a derivative, and the options have become underlines.
Yeah,
So,
the other way around, right?
Yeah, so it's a good thing to just hold on, buy and hold for some time and not panic.
Correct. Because I agree that, because I also doing the option, so I'm aware that the call option and the put option open interest is getting higher and higher. So that's why I created the volatility in the market. Yeah, I agree. So these are the things that when we see the PE for this company, right, 6.7 or maybe 7, the PE 7 is very, very undervalued. It's really, it's very too cheap or too small for a biotechnology company.
Yeah, you remember, Donnie, the larger part of alpha from a company comes when the price of the stock converges to the intrinsic value. And so there may be a larger alpha for this company as the price to earnings ratio moves towards the industry average. It seems to be much lower. So any holder of this stock will not only get benefit from increase in earnings, but will also get because of the movement of the price towards an industrial average.
I agree. Irene, maybe you can go back to the PE just now. Yeah, I agree, because this is I align with Dheeraj, because I already discussed with the team also. The PE is too cheap until it can see here. The PE, the average PE, we don't need to see the calculate. We can roughly sketch is about 20 to 30. So in order to for the BioNTech from PE 6 to PE 20 to 30, it is about 5 times or 4 times. So for the current price, so based on the PE itself, it can go up to 4 to 5 times, which is the current price 200. So about 1,200. So and even I did the Elliott wave today. Before that, then I want to put in the PowerPoint, but the Elliott wave go up to 1,000. So I a bit scared. Is it too high? That's why I decided not to put this Elliott wave, but based on the PE itself, the Elliott wave is justified because the PE this PE 6.89 match with the industry average, the stock price can reach the Elliott wave on the 5 wave, which is 1,000.
Yeah, I mean,
years.
also the earnings will increase. So
Correct.
even though the PE will, even if it goes to about 13 or 15, it'll at least go up to 600 or so. And you know, the other thing is I've noticed that the market will always surprise you.
Correct.
The moment you say it will not go beyond 1,000, it'll definitely go. So next time, please feel encouraged to put that slide, Donnie. Don't hold it back.
Okay, thank you. No. I don't want to give a rosy expectation. That's why because I tend to be conservative in terms
Yes.
for the investment community. So because of the current situation because I don't want people starting to sell the house to buy this company, and because of the stock price can go up to 1,000. These things.
Yeah, no, you can say price target is 600, but it can go up to 1,000.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, you know, the Elliott wave says that. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, any other things? It's a very good discussion. With Diwat here, it's a very good discussion because Diwat is coming from the investment industry, so he always have a good good input for us.
Okay, Abdul.
Sorry, just a quick one. So,
Sorry,
yeah, for the investors, right? From investors' point of view, the BioNTech, is it considered as a R&D company or something like Pfizer? Means they do everything from the R&D up to production, logistic, lobbying, everything. And then the decision for BioNTech to open up more manufacturing plants in multiple countries, is it seen as a good thing by the investors? It's seen as a good move.
Yes, yes. For me, this BioNTech does everything. So starting from R&D stage all the way to the distribution, submission to FDA and distribution to the worldwide for all the continents. So this bring up to the decision of the company to build the manufacturing in the various region to speed up the distribution. This is my opinion because especially nowadays, right? There is a lot of shortages in the logistic, a lot of bottleneck in the shipment industry. So in order for them to distribute a vaccine around the globe takes time. If let's say you need to decentralize from one production, let's say US or Germany, that's why they decided the management decided to spread the manufacturing to be near to the distribution line.
But you think the current leadership can handle? I mean, is this something they've already done, or is this a new something they newly ventured? For example, have they managed like a multiple countries regulatory? I mean, dealing with multiple government, multiple regulation. Do they have a good team, a good logistic? I mean, I'm just thinking, is this it will for sure impact their operating cost, right? And if it's not, I mean, is it better for them to expand this way, or is it better if they just focus on R&D and using the existing or the bigger companies' distribution line, for example? In this case, investors see that this is a good move for BioNTech.
Yeah, I think for me it's a good move because they together with Pfizer. Anyway, they are actually I believe the Pfizer, the BioNTech itself has being the medical companies, they already distributed some vaccines, the vaccine or the medicine for the cancer, etc., right, to the various region in the world. So I think with this vaccine, I think they see the very large spike in terms of the demand of the shipment demand, logistic demand. So they think that the current situation for them is not sustainable. That's why they build up the manufacturing network around the globe, especially Africa and South Africa here. So I also can think on the way that you're thinking, that maybe they can subcon to the distribution company like the FedEx or etc., right? But the point is nowadays, like there are a lot of blockages in terms of logistic itself, that even the semiconductor sectors getting hit because of a lot of shortage in the production and the distribution. So in fact, even the reason why Elon Musk, the Tesla, able to reach the deliveries, while the other companies like the other like the Fords or etc., the other automotive companies, why they cannot do, because Tesla has secured their own logistic distribution channel. I think nowadays, right, those that can conquer the logistic will win the race. So this is my opinion. So this is a good move from management in terms of the distribution.
Okay.
Anyway, the vaccine itself, right, we are racing against the time, because a lot of especially the Delta variant, and also maybe nowadays it's Delta Plus, which is every upgrade on the mutation of the COVID virus, right, will have a better in terms of spread, the higher spreading speed. So in this case, the company itself, all the vaccine company, is a race against time. So the time is very important factor to distribute and deliver to the individual to get vaccinated, as the cases and also the death numbers getting higher and higher in a certain and the worldwide, especially those in Africa and South America. That's why they decided to expand the network in Africa and South America.
Okay, thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you,
Yeah, I think from the slide here, they have delivered 2 billion, more than 2 billion doses to 153 countries. This one, there is a small annotate here. It said is actually the doses shipped by collaboration partner Pfizer. So I think with this this has been done, which is maybe the manufacturing previously is only on the limited basis, but they can ship worldwide. Then by opening a new factories, new manufacturing facilities, it means they want to shorten this the distance and also the timing. So I think I see this in my opinion, I see this as a positive move.
And also the combination with the collaboration with the Pfizer is a very good thing, because instead of one company doing the distribution, there are two companies with the large platoon of logistic items, logistic distribution channels. So with this Pfizer and let's merge into merger into one such the large distribution channel for the vaccine. I think it's good things.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to ask Indra, do you want to give your opinions or comments? Or maybe Valencia, before we close up these sessions?
I think there's nothing for my side.
Okay.
Thank you.
Indra, you have any comment, Indra? He's our analyst last 2 weeks ago on C Limited. Okay, maybe he's not available to.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
sorry.
hi, Indra.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to the sharing session by Tony and Ivana. I think it's quite promising company, but like what we discussed lah, the risk for the vaccine for BioNTech is research company lah. For me, I will say their core business is doing the research. So if they don't continue their product other than this vaccine, then it will be like a keep stock. So that means after this vaccine over, then whether we still can sustain this company or not. Can say the achievement what they obtain from COVID vaccine is like the accelerator for them to push up their business. Because once the pill for COVID-19 is being produced in global and mass, with many company, I believe they are doing so. Like it will just like the normal influenza virus, where you can just drink pill and you can get recovered from COVID-19. By the time then, this vaccine may not be things that can generate them more revenue and earning. Yeah, so with this chance, BioNTech can earn very high, very huge revenue, but I don't think it will last long. Yeah, we all hoping this thing. We are hoping this COVID is not last long. By the time all people get the vaccine, there is no more COVID-19 issue in this world, then BioNTech have to move to another source of income. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really great presentation. Thanks to Ivana for the hard work. Make us give very rightful information on this COVID-19 situation and the vaccine. Yeah, quite chim and very deep analysis.
This is work together with a team. I didn't do it alone. Yeah.
Even more, Ivana is doing industrial engineering. She's doing oil and gas, but she take out the medical health sector. Wow. It's really difficult for you.
Okay, maybe next time we can take turn.
Let me consider.
We can take turn. You can take the
BioNTech.
the vaccine as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you take the e-commerce, right? Yeah, Indra is from the e-commerce sectors, covering e-commerce sector. Then Ivana is covering the
Yeah.
base fashion.
Actually, Indra is from civil engineering, also the covering the e-commerce sector.
Yeah. I think more on the interest lah. If the interest, then we can learn more lah. Just spend time to learn lah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one
yeah.
is opening eye. Yeah, something that opening eye. So we are not stuck in what we know only. Yeah.
So we in Bundi Raja we have privilege to choose what we interest and we do the analysis. And Donnie and the team really supportive for us to teach us, to let us learn and how to develop the deep analysis on the company lah. It's really thanks and grateful opportunity to work together with Bundi Raja. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Indra. Thank you, Ivana.
Okay, thank you, Indra, for the comments, and thank you for joining us. Okay, if there is no more questions, okay, I would like to close this session. But before that, I would like to remind you we have more sessions to come. Bundi Receh dan coming soon we will have the Mami Investor class and also the cryptocurrency from zero to hero. So it's an education on the cryptocurrency. And don't forget, we will see you back again in next month in our stock analysis sharing. Saturday 11 December 2021. So hopefully we will meet you guys again with a fruitful discussion and also deep understanding on the industry chosen, and also we will do a great fun and safe investing together with Pundi Receh. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Stay safe.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.